Firefighters are pleased. The hot, hard, dangerous work they did in Los Alamos Canyon today may be the final key that locks the Las Conchas Fire out of the city.
But even as the situation improves there just to the north, the fire is devouring much of the timber, threatening the watershed and ravaging a sacred mountain on the nearby Santa Clara Pueblo. The announced numbers on the fire haven't changed since this morning and probably won't until tomorrow morning. The Las Conchas is only 3% contained and has burned 93,000 acres. By tomorrow, it may be 100,000 acres, which would make it the biggest in the state history.
We've got a pretty good map here that shows the fire lines along the southern and the western edges of Los Alamos have pretty much held now, but north of the city, the story is much different. Up there in Santa Clara Pueblo, you can see where the fire has roared since late yesterday. That's the area in purple, burning 4 miles into land that is sacred to Santa Clara Pueblo and doing massive damage there. Now, the yellow area defines the size of the fire on Monday, so it's pretty obvious how this thing has grown. To add some perspective, if this fire was here in Albuquerque, it would cover 80% of the city.
Well, firefighters say tonight they have made significant strides protecting Los Alamos, and today they fought and apparently won a crucial fight in the canyon that could have been a clear path into the city for the flames. News 13's Jeff Todd, who's been on the scene all day, is now live with the latest.
Diane, there are about 1,000 firefighters on this entire massive fire, and 200 of them were in Los Alamos Canyon today, making sure that there's now a barrier between the fire that's burning high up in the canyon and the fuel-rich canyon, which is just outside of town.
As long as you have trees, there's a threat, but you have to realize the thinning that was done that allowed them to go in there and burn it out has given us anchor point after anchor point, so this is a whole layered, stepped approach. And so I am very confident after tonight that once they get done with this burnout, that the lower end is safe.
There was a spot fire in the canyon before noon, and that forced officials to do an entire burn operation below the reservoir. Now, that's only about half a mile from homes. This evening, we could see a long line of white foam. That's the highest level flame retardant foam available and something fire officials welcomed. With swirling winds, the controlled burn could have been disastrous, but the chief says this well-trained crew and the resources from the Type 1 incident team got the job done.
Was I concerned? Yeah, I was worried about it a little bit, but I wasn't losing any sleep over it.
Now the plan moving forward is to secure dozer lines along Camazon Ridge and farther off to the north of town. There may be some more controlled burning there tomorrow, and if that happens, the fire chief says there will finally be a secure perimeter from Highway 4 all the way at the south end of lab property all the way to the north side of town. Now, what about 12,000 people want to know is when will they be able to come home? The county says there's still not a timetable for their return, but some essential services may begin to be getting back online tomorrow, like the hospital right here. Diane, back to you.
All right, thank you, Jeff. The lab is closed again tomorrow. Now, with Monday being a holiday, it'll mean a lot of crucial work will have to be put on hold for at least a week and change.